Good afternoon. My name is Tristan Langford, and alongside me here is Patrick Redmond, and we're here and glad to host the 2019 Classic City Championship. It's an annual tradition between these two Athens high schools, and they're meeting for the 53rd time.
That's right, and last week the Jaguars beat Stevens County 34-7 and have kind of gotten back into their offensive groove. Earlier this season against Oconee, they kind of fell off a little bit and got a little bit blown out by Oconee. But last week, it seems that Jalen Rusher and the rest of the offense, like sophomore running back Jardavian Colbert, kind of stepped it up a little bit and are looking to get a big win here tonight.
That's right, Patrick. So the Cedar Shoals Jaguars unfortunately lost to the Oconee County Warriors 34-0, and Clarke Central actually beat them 28-21 at their home field. But you know, matchups don't matter. This is a rivalry. We're going to be looking forward to this game coming up. You know, the Central Gladiators are actually led by their quarterback, Isaac Ward, who's put up an impressive 1,111 yards so far on 13 touchdowns. But the good news is for the Jaguars, it's a relatively same offense as it was last year, also by running back O'Brien Barrett and 6'4" tight end Chris Johnson. So the key thing for the Jaguars here is going to be able to have a strong defensive front, and key players Jalen Jackson and Jaheim Wilson really need to get their hands in Isaac Ward's face to make the job a little easier for the relatively small secondary that Cedar Shoals has this year.
That's right, and the Jaguars need to utilize Raquel Willingham, who has had 12 touchdowns this season, and that'll be a really big front for them.
That's right. Look out for the wide receiver 6'3" Raquel Willingham, who has 248 yards already on the season, but 12 scores. So the Jaguars are going to be looking to throw it to him to the red zone to put some points on the board.
That's right, Tristan. And Cedar needs to watch out on their defensive front for No Mack, Central's key wide receiver, who had 143 receiving yards last week and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, especially so the Jaguars' defense has been pretty weak so far, especially with injuries like Shamar Lowe that they have on there. So the Jaguars are going to be looking to put a lot of points off, you know, led by quarterback Jalen Rusher. You know, he's dynamic outside the pocket. He's able to scramble really well and able to put up like 826 total yards so far just by himself for this Jaguar team. Good luck to both teams.
Good afternoon, Jaguars. We're out here. The captains are taking the fields now. One of the captains is number 1, Jamal Cantu, who's a senior wide receiver and defensive back. He had a huge game versus Stevens County and a long 35-yard touchdown to the end zone. Good run. And as the captains wrap it up, we're going to the keys of the game.
Keys of the game for Clarke Central is to make sure to keep their offense going. They have a powerhouse offense. They have Isaac Ward, the quarterback, a senior, and they also have No Mack, who's a really impactful wide receiver who had very large yardage throughout the season so far.
Clarke Central's also key to the game is to slow down Jalen Rusher, the dynamic quarterback. He runs very dangerous outside of the pocket, can make a lot of moves through the air and also on his feet. So it's going to be key for their defensive line to get the pressure on him necessary, just as it is for the Jaguars. And that moves over to our second keys of the game. So first, we want to stop the strong defensive line play. Last year when the Cedar Shoals had their big game over at Billy Henderson Stadium, the defensive line came up huge and was able to make tons of sacks and tackles, caused Isaac Ward to cause 2-3 turnovers in the second half.
That's right, and Cedar Shoals also needs to spread out their offense and make sure they don't cramp themselves in the pocket to make sure to get maximum yardage possible.
And they really want to spread it out too as well to make sure get all players involved. We see them running out to the field now. The defending Classic City champions roar out with some big noise, and the student section goes wild.
That's right, and you can tell that Clarke Central is still hyped up for this game, trying to keep their energy up as Cedar Shoals is running out onto the field.
And you know, Patrick, we talked to Coach Perno before the game, and he told us he had a group of seniors last year that kind of left a bad momentum and a bad vibe for their team. So they went into the Central game unprepared, didn't really take the Jaguars seriously, and they really left an impact. So this year, he has composed his team, they're disciplined as well, and they're really going to try not to make those simple errors that he believes that they made last year.
That's right. Central's coming into this game with a bad taste in their mouth after last year when they lost their 10-win streak. So they're trying to really get back at them.
With Cedar Shoals, though, they constantly still have that chip on their shoulder. Like you said before, they had a 10-losing game streak against the Gladiators. So they're looking to still keep that momentum alive and actually turn the streak over on our end side of the field.
That's right, and Cedar Shoals is taking the field right now.
So it looks like kicker William Fang will be taking the kickoff here for the Jaguars. Number 87, he's a junior who actually just started playing last year. He's actually been playing in the marching band at halftime as well.
That's right, and he just switched from soccer. He was a great kicker in soccer, but he just now switched over to football as the kicker.
Yeah, we see that a lot of the times. A lot of soccer players translate over to the football field and are effective down there. Will's going to be looking to get a touchback here. The ball is up. Short kick. It's called back by the referees. Flag is, looks like it's going to be on the Jaguars here. May have jumped a little early. Going to back up to possibly the 5-yard penalty. So they're going to back up to about the 30-yard line here.
That's right. In the last game against Stevens County, our false starts and our offsides on defense seemed to plague us the whole game.
You know, when motion's high, this is a big game in the city of Athens. It's important for the players to keep their composure here. Discipline is what's going to win this game. That's how the Jaguars did it last year as well. Keep the nerves down.
That's right.
Williams up for the kick. It's up. Good kick there. Nice high kick. Gets it right at the about 2-yard line. Number 3, Mack, runs down the field. He gets about the 20, 15, 25, 30, and he gets batted out the field right around the 35-yard line. So the Gladiators are going to have good field position as they get the ball first.
That's right. And that kick would have, or that reception would have been shorter, but Clarke Central really came out with these good blocks.
Yeah, good kick by William Fang there, even backed up by another 5 yards, but even better job by the Clarke Central special teams, able to get the holes there for Mack to make that run on the right side.
That's right, and now Isaac Ward is setting up.
So you can see Isaac Ward, the leading quarterback, is in the shotgun right now. He has wideouts on two wideouts on his right and his left. And that dangerous running back we were talking about, O'Brien Barrett, and is right behind him. Takes the snap and Brian right through the middle, and big stop there by the Jaguars defensive line. Locked him right down for about no gain. So 2nd and 10 coming up here, Gladiator ball.
That's right, and the Jaguar defense seems to have been a really key part in this game all through the season. Like, they've barely let any real big conversions.
And that's the strong suit of this Jaguars team, is that big defensive end, looking to be aggressive and make those tackles. Try to make Barnett as least effective as possible, one weapon at a time. Ward takes a snap. He runs it. It's a fake. Gets about 5-6 yards on the play. So we're going to have a 3rd and decent coming up here, about 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Gladiators.
That's right, and as you said before, they have a lot of weapons on their team. As Coach Perno said before the game, he said that Clarke Central has a decent amount.
Quick snap. Ward in the shotgun, throws it deep downfield, has a man right there, and it is no good. Great job by the secondary there, even better by the defensive line. Blew right past to get the pressure right into Ward's face. It's exactly what the Jaguars want to do this game.
That's right, and now it's 4th and 6 from about the 35-yard line, looks like.
Looks to be actually about the 37-yard line on the own Gladiators. So they're going to punt it off. That's Walker Bradbury is taking the punt here for the Gladiators. Number 12, Jaden Williams to return, the senior. It's going to be a big impact in this game on the defensive and wide receiver end. And there's a foul on the play.
Really early whistle, and it seems to be a timeout. Am I right?
Looks to be actually on the Gladiators. Another penalty. So 2 penalties right off the bat for both of these Classic City teams. They're going to back up for another 5 yards for a kick. Puts Cedar Shoals even in a better position here.
That's right, 4th and 11, and it doesn't seem like Clarke Central is too confident in their quarterback, Isaac Ward, for making a 11-yard play.
But generally when it's 4th and 5 so early on in the game, you don't elect to throw it.
Oh, yeah.
Got a high punt, going right to, he waves it off right around the 27-yard line. So the Jaguars and their new offense, led by quarterback Jalen Rusher, steps onto the field now to make their first impact of the game. Great job again by the Jaguar defense, not even allowing a first down.
That's right, and Clarke Central really needs to focus right here to keep Jalen Rusher in the pocket and make sure they don't get any big plays from sophomore Jordavian Colbert or senior Raquel Willingham, who has had large amounts of yards.
We've mentioned this Gladiator defense has not been as good as they have been in the recent years so far. They've let a lot of points. You know, Lanier, Flowery Branch scored 38 on them. Lanier scored 23. They have a high margin of error, especially with injuries such as Shamar Lowe. Jalen takes in this snap. He runs down the middle, has an opening right there, and he gets batted down. About a 9-yard gain for Jalen Rusher, the quarterback.
That's right. One of the key components of this Jaguar offense is their offensive line, who has had a really great season so far. They've had a lot of just quarterback sneaks right up the middle for large plays.
And that's what makes Rusher so dangerous. He's such a dynamic threat. You never know when he's going to throw it or run the ball. It's going to keep the Gladiators on their heels the entire game. Rusher calls out the play, which appears to be a shotgun with Colbert to his right. 2 wide, that's Raquel Willingham and Jaden Williams. Takes in the snap in the shotgun, and
Central seems to think they've gotten the fumble, but the
appears to be
refs are calling it
through
down.
To number 17, Raquel Willingham. Wasn't a great throw. He got up there, tried to catch it. And I did not see a fumble there. I don't know what those Central players saw. But a good tackle, good secondary defense for a loss. About 2nd and 12 here for the Jaguars. Takes a snap.
Bad throw by Jalen Rusher.
He tried to find Jaden Williams quickly on the left there to get some, but he didn't have time to set up or really throw it threw it too quick.
Jalen Rusher really needs to calm down in that pocket when he's in there and just really get some slow passes, because right now he's just throwing it everywhere.
You know, he had a nice little run there, but just keep calm. Offensive line needs to be able to give him some time, trust his line to make that nice throw. Jalen's going to take it in the pocket, backs up, there's a man right on him, throws it to
number 35, Jordavian Colbert. And that is a big play.
Huge. About a 60-yard gain on that run, bringing the Jaguars close all the way up to the Gladiator 27-yard line. And that's exactly what we want to see. Drew the defenders out, right on Jalen. He kept calm, collected, threw it out to number 35 to make the big play there. And
that's right. And this Jaguar offense has had some great blocks recently. And that play just shows how pressured in the pocket, they can get massive yardage.
That's Javarian Colbert. And looks like Jalen hands off the snap. Gets botched right at the line of scrimmage for maybe a loss of a yard. So 2nd and 11 here. Number 21, Caleb Allen, took the rush there. Colbert in the backfield. Wide receivers, Raquel Willingham, Gabe Bush, and Jay Williams to his left.
Looks like they're going to change it up here a little bit, just moving Colbert to the left.
Hands it off to Colbert, and he is stuffed right at the line there.
Still going to be about a 1 yard gain, though, if I am correct.
About 1 yard, may get back to the line of scrimmage there. Good job by the Gladiator defensive line coming up big there to make the tackle.
It's now 3rd and 10 for the Jaguars, and they're in a really big situation right now.
3rd down and long. Last time that happened, we had a big 60-yard gain. We'll see what this Jaguar offense does here. So 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Jalen takes the snap, hands it off, right through the middle. He stays on his feet, breaks the tackle, and he is down for about a 2-yard gain. So 4th and long here for the Jaguars. Will Fang is going to step on the field for the field goal attempt.
Already this game has proven to be a very defensive game, with Central's defense really coming out as they've gotten to their side of the field.
Jaden Williams takes the hold here. Appears to be on the Gladiator 32-yard line. About a 45-yard attempt here for William Fang. Timeout for Cedar Shoals. So Cedar Shoals did a nice job getting down the field. We're going to see a big kick here from William Fang to see if we can get some points on the board and take an early Jaguar lead here in the first quarter.
That's right. For the Jaguars, it's been a key component in these games to get an early lead and just stick to that lead. And they failed to do that in the Oconee game where they lost 34-0.
Right, and even last year at halftime, it was 7-0. Clarke Central was winning a good, nice defensive battle here. But with these 2 high-powered offenses and considerably weak defensive ends that they've both lost of seniors last year, could be a high-scoring game. The Jaguars want to set the tone right here, get some points early on the board, like we were saying. So 45-yard attempt here for William Fang, the junior kicker. Snap is good, it is up, and the field goal is good. So the Jaguars take the early lead in the Classic City Championship. Up 3-0, great offensive production.
Will Fang has really proven to be an asset to this team, as he has made countless field goals and extra points for this team, and let alone his kickoffs, which were outstanding.
You know, Cedar Shoals traditionally hasn't always been a kicking team. But, with the emergence of Gabe Bush last year, now William Fang as well, when we see Gabe Bush moving over to the wide receiver position, they've really relied on this kicking game to make plays like that because, 3 years ago, the Jaguars were never able to trust a kicker to make a 45-yard attempt like that. That's a huge game. That's a huge play by the kicker.
That's right, let alone a 45-yard gain. They couldn't even trust their kickers to make a 25-yard.
Or even an extra point. So William Fang will set up again at the 40-yard line. We got Central's Mac back there to receive the kick, as well as appears to be Justin Hughes, number 7. The kick is up, and it is a high kick about to the 5-yard line. Mac will take the kick. Early pressure on, he breaks through, and a nice tackle by the Jaguars right there to stop him right around the 18-yard line. So,
big tackles on kickoff seems to be a really key component to the Jaguars having a great start to some of these games.
So Ward is leading his Gladiators to a second run here on the offense, looking to be a little more productive with 6 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the first quarter here. That's Jalen Gray out to his right, Mack out to his left. O'Brien in the shot. Ward will take it in the pocket, throws to Mack. He gets up, and a nice tackle there by Jaden Williams. Gets in the face of Mack, he pushes them away. Some talk here, it's a rivalry game. They're in each other's faces for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were some unsportsmanlike conducts like there were last year.
All right, so second and short here for the Gladiators. He's going to take it in the shotgun, pass it, hands it off to O'Brien, and he spins right there, not getting anywhere. Jaguar defensive line. He may have just gotten enough to get the first down.
Last year during this game, it seemed like there were a lot of exchanging of words between the two teams, and I would actually expect some of that to happen this game too.
Appears to be it is a Gladiator first down, so we're going to move the chains. First down of the night. First down of the night for the Gladiators here. Again, you got Gray to his wideout on the right. Mack again on the left. O'Brien to his side. Ward's going to stay in the pocket, throws it to Gray, and gets about a 6-yard gain there when he's taken out by a Jaguar.
That's right. He's going to be pushed out at right around the 35-yard line, it seems.
So 2nd and 5 here for the Gladiators. They're going to run the same play with O'Brien. Ward's going to take the snap, hands it off to O'Brien, and it gets wrapped up right on the defensive end for no gain. So 3rd and 5.
That's right. One of the keys of the game for Cedar was to just keep this defense going, and it seems like that's what they're doing early in this game.
Right, and we want our defensive line to give that pressure. We don't want to give Isaac any time to throw the ball at all, and also just keep Brian there. We don't want him breaking out any holes within our line. And so far, they've done a decent job of that here. Ward tries to get him off the hold. Nice call there by the Jaguars defense not to jump on that fake.
As you were saying earlier, Isaac Ward can be a very explosive quarterback when he's given
Ward
time
stays in the pocket. He backs up, looks for a throw, can't find anyone, throws deep, finds a receiver out there, and does not look like he stayed in bounds. That's number 4, A.J. Jewell. Incomplete. So 4th down again on the the Gladiators' own half of their field. Going to have to elect to punt the ball again. Walker Bradbury lines up as Jaden Williams waits around the 35.
That's right. It is not looking good for the Gladiators right now. This is their 2nd drive and their 2nd punt of the game.
It's still early here. Jaguars going to be looking on capitalizing on their defensive triumphs. Walker takes the snap. It is up. Bounces out of bounds right around the 38-yard line. So the Jaguars have good field position here. Maybe look to have a run down. You know, one thing that we did talk about, there's a couple of throws that Rusher didn't seem super comfortable in. If he runs outside the pocket, finds open receivers there, and the offensive line has to do a good job of giving him that time.
That's right. We need Rusher to feel open in the pocket and just give him more time, because so far in this game it seems like he's just been really rushing all of his throws, and it just makes him off balance and just have wild throws everywhere.
I'm looking at right guard Tion Bailey, number 69, to make a big block up here, possibly push them. He's been a big impact player for the Jaguars here. Started on varsity a couple of games last year as a sophomore.
You can tell, you just said he started as a sophomore, and this young core is really brought up as Jordavian Colbert, who is a sophomore, has just made a great impact on this team with his running abilities.
Jaguars are going to line up here. Jaden Williams on the right, joined by Raquel Willingham. On the far left, that's number, I believe that's Jalen Stone. Rush is going to take the snap, and there is a foul on the play. Both teams don't know who's it on. False start on the Jaguars again, so we're going to back up about another 5 yards, so 1st and 15.
That's right. The Jaguars really need to pay attention on their false starts, because we just seem to get hit by it over and over and over again, and we really need to cut that down.
penalties are going to be crucial in this game. We don't want to rack up on them. This puts the Jaguars even in a worse position to get the first down here. Jalen takes a snap, runs to his left, tries to get there, shake one defender, keeps running, tries to shake one more, and is not going to get about anywhere for about a loss of a yard. So 2nd and 16 here for the Jaguars. He had no real time to run there to find that space. They rushed him right away on the blitz.
As we said earlier, Jalen Rusher just needs to feel comfortable in that pocket, and right now Central is just pushing him out of that pocket, getting him out of his comfort zone, which results in bad throws.
Jalen takes his snap, hands it off to Colbert, runs straight through the middle for a gain of about 1. Good job by the Gladiator defensive line, able to rush him quickly. Makes the stop. 3rd down and long for the Jaguars here.
They need to make some big plays early in this game to stay in it, or else the Central offense will come back on the field and be a big threat.
Number 18 appears to be on the right, Caden Barnes. Jalen backs up, goes for the long throw, tries to find it, and he's caught. Raquel Willingham spins and gets the first down and is brought down right around
the 47-yard
line. Raquel Willingham coming up clutch, the senior wide receiver, large 6'3" frame. Got the great separation there on his defender. We've seen twice now 3rd and long situations where the Jaguars have made big plays down the field, keeping this Gladiator defense on their heels. Shotgun formation here. Jaden Williams on the right, Raquel Willingham on the left, Javarian Colbert behind.
We really need to watch out for Raquel Willingham because he's already had 12 touchdowns on this year.
There's a foul on the play. False start here on the Jaguars. Again, like we were saying about this earlier, Patrick, these false starts are going to keep pushing the Jaguars further and further back. So another 1st and 15 here. You can see Coach Riles on the side not looking happy.
That's right. They seem to plague them a lot this year.
Similar play. We got Jamal Canty on the right. And a flag again appears to be on the Jaguars. False start. 1st and 20.
That's their 4th penalty on this game, and they've all been false starts if I'm not mistaken.
So 1st and 20, racking up on those false starts here. Jaguars looking to get past that. Have Jaden Williams on the right. Takes the snap, runs. Can't find anyone. Jaden Williams is right there. Gets the good, nice block right there and runs. Keeps going. Close to the first down. And then there's a flag on the play as well. It's a big block there by number 61, Stephen Wakefield, as the right guard leaves the room there, and it's on the Gladiator. So Jaguars are gonna move down the field even more to give an even better field position. And that's a nice, calm, and collected throw, again, by Jalen Rusher. All night you've seen just Gladiator defenders in his face. And, he's botched a couple of his throws, but a few of them have been able to come up and make big plays. But even more impressive by the receivers.
That's right. He just needs to stay calm, cool, and collected in that pocket and just make good throws and just trust his receivers like Raquel Willingham.
And the trust that the offensive line has had as well. Like you just saw Stephen Wakefield with the huge block right there, opening it up for Jaden Williams to make the big play there. That's the kind of effort that the Jaguars are going to need all night to beat this Gladiator team. Taking the ball about the 20-yard line. Jalen looks and fakes and he tries to throw it, and that did not look very well, trying to find Jaden Williams there, but there's white shirts all over him.
And you can tell in that play especially that he's just really rushing himself in the pocket and needs to just slow down and make good throws like he has been all season.
Rusher there needs to look at his other options. He was looking at Jaden Williams the whole time, scope out the other open wide receivers on his right side as well. Looks like some confusion there by the Gladiators, not sure who's subbing off or not. Riles is going to call his second timeout of the game. 2nd and 10 here. So, Patrick, if you're Coach Perno and you're trying to defend this Jaguar offense right now, they've made a couple of explosive plays, put them in comfortable 3rd and long positions, but still have been moving the ball down, moving the chains, putting themselves in good field position. So what are you going to say to your team?
Well, I would just say make sure that you don't get down on yourselves when they make big plays like that almost 60-yard run from Jadavian Colbert earlier in this game, and to just make sure that they know what they're doing on that field and they're not just looking around looking for someone to guard.
Like we said before, there has been some key injuries to this Gladiator defense that has hurt them down the run. This explosive Jaguar offense is looking to make some noise here and capitalize on the lead that they already have with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Jalen directs his team. 2 wideouts to his left with Pierre Willingham and Jaden Williams. Takes the snap, fakes it to Colbert, keeps running, runs to the left side, has 2 defenders to beat, stiffs arm one of them down and slides down for a gain of about 4. It's about 3rd and 6 here coming up for the Jaguars.
That's right, and Coach Perno really needs to keep that defensive line steady and to keep them putting pressure on Jalen Rusher while also making sure to keep their eyes open for those wide receivers because they can be very explosive once they get the ball.
Discipline comes really big here. The Jaguars do not want to lose the ball in a fumble or anything. Jalen takes it on December. He hands it off to 35 Joe Colbert, and he gets slung down by a few Gladiators for a loss there.
That's right.
Flag on the play. False start. Cedar Shoals.
And as he's just said, they really need to watch out for fumbles this close to the end zone because in that 34-0 loss against Oconee, they fumbled it on the 1-yard line, on their own 1-yard line.
Discipline is what's going to make the biggest difference here in this high school rivalry game. These kids are young, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, not even in college yet. It's important to keep their heads in the game, and they're not doing that so far with the 5 flags have already been thrown on the false start by the Jaguar offense, really pushes them back. So it looks like 4th and 6 here. We're going to have William Fang come out for a kick, about a 35-yard attempt. Hit the big first 45-yard field goal already. Jaguars are looking to extend the lead here to 6-0. The snap is good, and the ball is blocked by the Gladiators. It's bouncing around, picked up, and good, nice block there, tackled, and looks like he stayed in bounds. Slammed out right there. Number 61, Stephen Wakefield, the offensive lineman, got the tackle there. But good job by the Gladiator defense line there to make the stop. Wasn't kicked high enough from Will Fang to get it over that line.
That's right. That's one of Will Fang's very slim mistakes that he's made because almost every single one of those kicks that he's had this year, he's made. That's one of the very few that he hasn't.
And little mistakes like that, these false starts that put him in a weird position, can get in the head of these Jaguars. It's vital that William keeps his composure and all the Jaguar defense as well.
That's right. These kids are just teenagers, so it's really important for them to keep their composure, which can be hard.
Will takes it in the pocket, hands it off to number 2, O'Brien. He fakes one guy, and he's still going. He's quick on his feet. Shook about 4 Gladiators there, ran for just about the first down. Gets up to the 35-yard line right there. Appears to be number 53. Oh, there's that quick snap here. Hands off back to O'Brien. Nice tackle by the Jaguars for a gain about 2. 2nd and 8 here for the Gladiators coming up. Lines up to play. Takes the line here. Perno's communicating to Ward. Mac out ride on the left. As Jalen Gray on his right. Takes a snap, stays in the pocket, finds some time. Has Mac right there and barely scoops the catch there. And he stays down with 2 Jaguars on him as Jaden Williams tries stripping the ball from him. Number 13, Juan Silas, came up with a big tackle there.
That's right. These big tackles are really making an impact.
Handed off to O'Brien again, right down the middle, and looks like he just about got the first down there for the Gladiators.
Jaguar defense really needs to tighten up right now to keep them from continuously getting these first downs, which are really going to help them.
And there's this defensive line that needs to stay in there and control O'Brien like they have so far in this game. That's going to wrap up the first quarter here. And the Jaguars are winning 3-0 as the Gladiators continue on having the ball. But a great first quarter, nice defensive battle by the Jaguars, limiting this high-powered Central offense.
That's right. This whole season, it seems like the Gladiator defense has failed to show up in a lot of their games, and they've given up a lot of points. But this game, it seems like they've showed up ready to play, and they are just here to get this win and win this championship.
Both teams, this game means so much to them. Bragging rights all year. So coming in the second quarter, Javarian Colvert had that one big run there, but the offensive line hasn't always opened a ton of holes for him. I'm interested to see what the offensive line does here in the second quarter to make a bigger impact as well.
What the Jaguar defense really needs to do is put more pressure on Isaac Ward and make him rush himself like the Gladiator defense is doing to the Jaguars' Jalen Rusher, and just force him to make these bad throws.
Isaac Ward leads his team out here. Number 7, Justin Hughes, lines up on the right. On the left is Mack and Gray, 2 primary receivers Ward has been looking for. O'Brien in the backfield. He's going to take the ball, shotgun right here. Referee blows the whistle. Isaac takes it, hands out on the packet. Good offensive protection, has time. He's looking, man right on him. He goes for the run, and he gets stopped right around the 50. So about a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 coming up for the Gladiators here.
Jaguar defense really needs to tighten up right now because they're giving up a lot of yards, and this is really going to hurt them in the long run if they keep doing this.
Great job by the Cedar Shoals secondary, though. Isaac had all that time in the pocket and wasn't able to find an open receiver, had to run there. He's not going to be able to do that all night and taking hits.
That's right, but they have to put pressure everywhere on the field and not just at their wide receivers and tight ends.
Isaac takes a snap, hands it off to O'Brien as well. Oh, he actually hands it off, and there's a big opening there, big block, and he runs all the way down the field, 20, 15, 10, 5. Gladiator touchdown. Huge play there by number 4, A.J. Jewell. And there's a flag on the play. Looks like they're coming back. It's going to be on.
It's going to be on the Gladiators.
It's going to be on the Gladiators. Play is no good. Appears to be an illegal block there. That would make sense.
It seems like the Gladiators are just it seems like both teams actually are just plaguing themselves with these flags over and over again, and they really need to cut down on these or else it's going to be a long night.
Tension is high on both teams here. 3-0 Jaguar lead with 10 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in this half. That was a big opportunity missed by the Gladiators right there.
That's right. They made a really, really big play that would have helped them massively, but it's just these flags and just their playing has just not let them do anything that's really good for them.
Jamal Canty lines up as a deep safety, along with Juwan Silas as well.
It's going to remain 2-12.
Brian Leahy, Central's center, takes the snap here. He's been big and imposing. Nice, been playing well so far. Isaac takes the snap, stays in the pocket. Quick throw out to the tight end, Chris Johnson, for a nice gain there, about 20 yards. Going to take it down to the Jaguar 38-yard line.
Big first down right there after not being able to keep that touchdown that they made.
That's a nice throw to the long 6'4" tight end. Jordan Hill lines up on the right alongside of Gray and Mack. Hands it off to Bryant. House right there. He runs on the sideline, gets about to the 30 by the line of scrimmage, and he gets tackled for a gain of about 1. So third down again here for these Gladiators. Second down. Pardon.
The Gladiators keep making these short plays and then ending in a long play.
Mack on the right now. Have Gray and Hill on his left, talking to the coaches here. Gives the Gladiators defense some time to rest. Jamal Canty lines up back for the Jaguars. So Isaac takes the snap, hands it off to O'Brien, has a hole right there, but is stopped. Looks like he may have, it's going to be close whether he got the first down or not, and appears he has gotten the first down. So good, better even field position for the Gladiators here. The own Cedar Shoals 29. Isaac takes a snap, hands it off to O'Brien as well, finds another hole, and he's decent tackle there, but a gain of about 7 by O'Brien.
They keep making these quick plays, and they seem to be working. We just need to see if they can capitalize off of these.
Yeah, this Central offense is dangerous when they're moving fast like they are now. Seem to be getting comfortable. Throws outside. Found Mack wide open on the right for the first down, moving the chains again.
Isaac Ward seems to be consistent with these quick snaps, and they seem to be working. But if they can keep these fouls out of their systems, then they will be.
The Jaguars need to slow down the tempo right now. Get a big stop here if they try to run again. The offensive line is providing a lot of holes here for O'Brien to run, but he's also stopping a lot of the plays, making a good impact. He's a big guy, seems to be bulldozing through a lot of these Jaguars defenders so far. As he takes a snap, hands it off to O'Brien as well, and gets tackled right around the line of scrimmage for no gain. Back to the Cedar Shoals 12. So 2nd and 10 here for the Gladiators.
Jaguar defense really needs to tighten up again right here and make sure that they don't capitalize off of this.
Oh, looks like there's a jump right there by number 14, Jordan Hill. It's going to be a false start by the Clarke Central the Clarke Central Gladiators, my bad. Back up another 5 yards. Huge penalty for the Gladiators. Going to be about 2nd and 13 now. Isaac has 4 wideouts. Tight end Chris Johnson out to the right, looking to turn toward Perno.
It seems like the Jaguar defense is slowing them down, which is going to help them.
Isaac takes snap, stays in the pocket, has time, scrambles. He runs through the middle, and he gets oh, the ball is loose. The ball is loose and recovered by the Jaguars. That's the hit that the Jaguars have been waiting all night, not letting Ward run because he's a pocket passer, not normally. And it looks like he may have actually been down before he fumbled the ball. You can hear the frustration from the booth, from the Cedar Shoals announcer. So still 3rd and long here for the Gladiators, 3rd and 7.
A really crucial call for the Gladiators because that would have been extremely bad.
Yeah, he's getting lucky there. So Ward stays in the pocket. He looks to find time, has a receiver right there, and he gets, that's Brian, and he gets stopped right there, right around the 7-yard line. So 4th down here for the Gladiators. The kicking team seems to be coming out. 4th down, nice play there. 7 points is a lot better than just taking the 3 points. Looks like that's number 84, Christian Bryan, taking the kick for the Gladiators. Timeout for the Gladiators.
There is a Cedar Shoals player hurt on about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure who that is over there. But definitely in these high-stakes games, it's easy to get tired, pushed around easily. It's going to require a lot of effort from both ends of the field. The Jaguars are going to be looking to put a hand up and try to block this kick just as they did to Will Fang earlier in the game. Gladiators are going to try to.
Number 2 for the Jaguars is jogging off the field, looking healthy.
And the person who was on the field was defensive back Renardo Faust. Renardo Faust is actually the sophomore, was the presumed starter to be quarterback, but lost the job to Jalen Rusher early in preseason. Christian Bryan lines up for the kick. Snap seems good. The kick is up and good. Oh, it is no good. No good. So the Jaguars still remain to be in the lead, 3-0, with 6 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in the first half. Kicker Christian Bryan missed a crucial kick to tie up this game. First down and 10 for the Jaguars. Taking it on their own 20-yard line. Really makes up for that blocked kick earlier before, doesn't it, Patrick?
It really does, because Will Fang really had an impact on this team. And when that kick was blocked, it really brought us down a little bit.
Jones going to take it under center. Takes it, hands it off to Colbert. Tries to find room in the middle. Finds on the outside, keeps running, runs to his right. Tries to shake one tackler, and good tackle there by number 23, Tyrion Millsap.
It almost looked like he brought him down from the horse collar.
It's close to no call there, but the referee was right there. Got to trust their call. Second down and 12 for a loss of 2 on the last play. Appears to be lining up in I formation here. Jaden Williams and Raquel Willingham on the right side. Rusher takes it under center. Tries to fake out the defenders there. moving the tight end around. Hands it off to the tailback, trying to find room on the defensive line. Doesn't get anywhere. Gain of a yard or two on the play. So 3rd and long here for the Jaguars.
Both teams really need to get their spirits up right now, or else this is going to be a very low-scoring game and just a pure defense game.
Both defensive lines have played relatively well. We've seen a few runs by both Colbert and Barnett, who relatively have been pretty stout so far. Not to mention the secondary locking down the receivers once they catch the ball for the Jaguars. Rush takes in the snap, fakes it, he runs on the middle, and he's big tackle there made by number 1, J.J. Mack on Central's team. So then on 4th down, Jaguars are going to have to punt the ball deep. Raquel Willingham going to take the punt.
This is one of the few punts that Cedar has had to make this season.
Number 5, Jalen Gray, looks to receive the kick around the 40-yard line. And the student section for Cedar Shoals seems wild down there as I see one kid getting crowd surfed. Looks like they got, Gladiator, a Jaguar may have tried to pick up the ball there. It's claiming that it's Jaguar ball. May have touched a Clarke Central person.
If you ask me, that should have been roughing the kicker because right immediately after he kicked it, he just got clocked right in the helmet by a Gladiator.
There's some drama going on the sideline there, but it appears to be Clarke Central ball on Cedar Shoals' 48-yard line. So 3-0 here, and 4 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in this first half. You know, I can tell you, Patrick, I was not expecting to see this score, a high defensive struggle for both teams so far.
Yeah, coming into this game, I would have expected Cedar to really be explosive in the first half because the Central defense has just not showed up at all with most of their games.
Both teams' woes have definitely appeared to be the penalties that they have caused. Ward takes a snap, hands it off to O'Brien on the right side. He has a hole. He runs down the sideline, gets about the 30, has one man to beat, gets about the 20-yard line, stops, and he gets all the way down to the Jaguar 10-yard line for a huge gain, about 40 yards there.
That's right.
O'Brien Barnett.
He ran over about 4 of the Jaguar defensive core.
Great blocking by the Central offensive line to stop him there. Hands it off to O'Brien again, tries to run it down the hole, and gets all the way up to the 2-yard line. Almost scores a touchdown.
Jaguar defense really needs to step it up right now or else it's going to be in big trouble.
Jaguar defense are trying to signal for a timeout to the referees. They don't seem to get their attention. Isaac's going to take the snap anyway, hands it off to O'Brien. He runs in for the Jaguar.
Seems like he just waltzes in for an easy touchdown.
The coaches are frustrated with the referees. They are trying to call timeout repeatedly throughout that whole play. The Gladiators still came out for the touchdown there. 6-3 here. Christian Bryan looks to redeem his kick, make the extra point here from about the same distance.
He failed to make a kick.
It has to be frustrating for that coaching staff trying to get that timeout from the referees. The kick is up, is placing it. The kick is up and good. So 3 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in the second half. The Gladiators take the lead 7-3 on the Jaguars. So this is the point when it matters, Patrick. Jalen Rusher, Raquel Willingham, Jaden Williams, all these seniors need to come up big here. Put in the effort. You're down by 4 points. Limited time left to go within this first half. Plenty of time to move the ball down, get that touchdown, get some more points on the board.
That's right, and these seniors really need to step up or else it'll force the sophomores like Jordavian Colbert to just try to get this offense going by themselves.
Right, and we've seen him do that before, but in big moments like this versus Clarke Central, your crosstown rival, it's vital that you have your older players step up and really set in that leadership role that they have.
Yeah, this is questionably the biggest game that Cedar Shoals is going to play this year, as it's the Classic City Championship. And sophomores like Jadavian Colbert can't just pick up the team themselves. They need at least a little bit of help.
And not only to mention that, this game may decide a home playoff game or not. Last year, Cedar Shoals hosted a playoff game because of their victory over at Billy Henderson Stadium. You've seen Johnson. They've been winless so far. Walnut Grove, winless so far. Loganville, winless so far. So it's important to see here. So Christian Bryan takes the kick. Looks like it's going to be about a touchback. All the way back. Caught by Javarian Colbert. Jaguars going to line up to the field here. So Jalen Rusher leads his team out here, trying to make a big play happen, move the ball down the field.
And a big play is really what they need right now, because without these big plays that they've been making all year, they really haven't been making any small plays either this game. So they really need to either make continuous small plays to get up the field, or one large play to just make a big impact.
Jalen Rusher takes the snap, hands it off to Colbert, runs on the outside, he gets tackled right around the yard of scrimmage for no gain. Good job by the linebacker for the white shirt Gladiator to make the tackle right there. Running on the field here, we got Raquel Willingham on the left side. Javarian Colbert joined by Jalen Rusher. Jaden Williams on the right. Tight end Jalen Jackson is in the game on the right as well. Rusher's going to take it on their center. Hands it off to Colbert. Tries to find some room right there, but isn't able to get the block. Tackled again for maybe a gain of 2.
Jaguar O-line really needs to keep making these tunnels, because right now it seems they're failing and they're just letting some Gladiators slip through and just catch them right at their feet.
Yeah, they're not giving Colbert much room to work with here, but also good job by the defensive line on the Gladiators, able to shut down this run game this far, besides that big run earlier in the first quarter. I'm looking to see more passing plays. I haven't seen much of that in the past couple of possessions, which was called. Appears to be Rusher's going to take it under center again. He stays in the pocket, looks to throw, has a big throw down with 2 men on, tries to find Raquel Willingham. Too far down with men right there. Maybe not the smartest throw.
Almost triple coverage on him, it seemed, right there, with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock in the second half.
Yeah, so now you have a 4th and 7 situation. You're not in great field position. You have to punt the ball again, and you're going to give back to this now rolling Central offense. Going to be looking to make even some more points before we go into halftime here. Close the deficit that they have with Cedar Shoals Jaguars. Also, not getting a first down doesn't allow the Jaguar defense to rest very much. They're just on the field. We don't want this Jaguar team on the field too much. We want to be Jalen Rusher to give this defense some rest to make some plays. Appears to be actually 3rd and 7. My bad. Oh, no. I got that wrong. So low kick by Raquel Willingham. Bounces around the 40-yard line. The Jalen Gray going to take the snap and goes just about the Gladiators' own 49-yard line. 48-yard line. The referee spots it. So with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in this first half, Isaac Ward leads out his Gladiators to try to make some noise here. Jaguars need to come up big here and make some stops.
Number 17, Raquel Willingham, does not seem like the type of person who would be the punter, as he's a tight end, a wide receiver, and a defensive end, but he's not listed as a punter.
Hey, well, I mean, it's hard to list all those positions. The kid's an athlete. Isaac hands it off to number 2, O'Brien. Only about a gain of 1. So 2nd and 9 for the Gladiators here.
We are within 2 minutes in the last. We are within 2 minutes left of the second quarter, and it seems like both teams are struggling to keep going.
So keeping all of these weapons under control here for this Clarke Central offense, it's not easy, but only holding them to 7 points so far in this first half. The Jaguars have done a pretty decent job, but they need to finish out the job here. About a minute and 30 seconds left to go. As the time clicks right here, Perno talks to Ward, lines up back in the shotgun, 4 receivers to his out, looks to hand off, throws to Mack, has a nice block that appears to be holding there. That's uncalled by the referee. Mack runs all the way down the sideline, called it a touchdown.
And for the second Gladiator touchdown.
Number 3, Jarius Mack runs it on the sideline after the nice throw. I saw the holding there. Oh, and there is a flag on the field. Appears to be on Clarke Central again. So I was correct on that holding call.
That's the second touchdown that they've had wound back because of these penalties. They really need to get themselves in check to make sure that they don't keep doing these.
Actually appears to be some confusion on the play here. Looks like that actually will be a Gladiator touchdown. So no call by the referees. Great call by the referees, I must add.
Seems like the referees are just calling what both teams don't need.
Wow, that was a huge missed call by the referee. Did not see that holding right there. Christian Bryan's going to line up for the kick here to extend the lead, 14-3 for these Jaguars. About a minute and 13 seconds left to go here in this first half.
All the Jaguars can do now is that during halftime, coach gives them the pep talk that he did last time, which made them come back from a 7-0 down.
A lot of talk going on here between the referees and coaches. Coach Riles is upset about that no call he saw right there. It happened right in front of that Cedar Shoals sideline. Got just a good enough look there, if not a better look than I did up here in the booth. Seemed clear as day to me. Questionable call by the referee. (13-3) here. 12. Looks like there's another penalty on the play by Clarke Central to back him up. All the way to the 25, so a 35-yard extra attempt for Christian Bryan.
Seems like the refs are having a little bit of trouble figuring out where to spot the ball.
Lines up for the kick right here. 13-3, Gladiator lead. Kick is up, and the kick is...
They're going to call roughing the kicker on Cedar Shoals.
The kick is good.
At this point, it seems like the refs are almost against Cedar Shoals because they didn't call the roughing the kicker when our punter got absolutely knocked out by the Gladiators. They didn't call the holding on that most recent touchdown, and they just called roughing the kicker on us. So all signs just point to negative.
Gladiator's going to line up and take the kick here. Willingham, Colbert, and Williams line up back to receive the kick. Because that roughing, because they're not roughing the kicker there. Bryan is going to take the kick from the Cedar Shoals 45-yard line. I'm wondering if he's just going to kick it down for the touchback or if he's going to try to kick it a little short to these players here. We'll see what happens, what they elect to do. But with a minute and 13 seconds left to go in this first half, I think it'd be safe for Perno to tell his kicker just to kick it in the end zone. The kick is up and appears to be right through the end zone. Cedar Shoals with about a minute and 13 seconds left here to go. Get the ball here. Appears to be about 14-3 here going into the half for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and there's only a minute and 13 seconds left, as you said, but the Jaguars need as much time as possible to get down the field and hopefully get some points on the board so they're not as behind going into the half.
You know, there's a lot of time left in this game. It's going to be important for Coach Riles to keep his players on point, keep them disciplined to not have these penalties like they had in the first half. You know, if these penalties don't happen, appears to be hands off to Colbert there with a nice gain, keeps on his feet, gain about 5 yards on the play as time ticks down, about a minute and 2 seconds left to go. Yeah, but anyways, like I was saying, Patrick, it's important for Coach Riles to keep his team motivated. You know, last year they went in down 7-0 at halftime and came back and was able to rally to get the victory and hold the Clarke Central Gladiators scoreless in the second half with a relatively same offense. There's no reason why they would not have the talent or ability to do the same this year, as I believe. But give credit to where it's due. Go over the Clarke Central Gladiators. You know, they've done a nice job really spreading out the offense, just like Coach Perno said. They want to get their wide receivers involved and also just run it straight down the middle with Barnett over and over again to get this defense tired. And you know, with the Cedar Shoals offense not being productive much at all in the second quarter, it really doesn't give the defense a lot of rest at all.
That's right, and not only does Coach Riles need to talk to his offense about keeping their heads in the game and keeping their wide receivers and their tight ends open to make more passing, but they also need offensive coordinator Don Vandigriff to keep their defense going and to not let the Gladiators keep making these big plays.
You know, it's been questionable by Vandigriff too when he's been on. I have not seen a lot of throwing, and that, you know, in the first quarter the Jaguars were able to move the ball effectively when they're able to throw it. That's where a lot of their big plays, even Colbert's 60-yard run came from the throw. So Jalen runs it off and there's the hole right there and he runs right through it and he keeps on his feet. That's number 21 Caleb Allen with the gain there, about a first down for the Jaguars. Move the chains.
That's right, and Caleb Allen really was kept on his feet and kept pushing forward, that he needed 4 Gladiators to get him down.
So I formation here. Rusher's going to take it under the center. 2 wideouts to his right. Takes a snap, fakes it, has time, throws it down deep, trying to find where Kill Willingham. Oh, and is almost intercepted by the defensive Black Gladiators. Just threw that up there trying to find Kill Willingham, but good job by the Gladiators secondary, had men on him at all times. It's important for Rusher to always gauge out his options, not just keep his eyes focused on one receiver. Throws it out here. Jalen fakes, throws it. Looks like he got tackled as he threw it. So 3rd and 10 here. Looks like intentional grounding may have been called by the referee. I'm not sure what they're signaling.
If you ask me, that should not be intentional grounding because he was trying to keep the throw to his own wide receivers, but he was getting hit as he threw it.
Right.
So
looks like they did not call it.
As I was saying, Leroy Riles and Don Vandigriff need to talk to their specialties, but also Forrest Paulson, the offensive line coordinator.
Hands it off to Colbert. It's stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Big play there by number 6. Colby Cooper on the defensive end. So with 28 seconds here left to go in the first half, the Jaguars will have to elect to punt the ball again. And it really does seem like this this Gladiator defense has found their groove. They've been able to stop Rusher and make him less of the dynamic quarterback he is. He doesn't have a lot of time to scramble, and when he does try to run, they've done a good job at tackling him as well and closing down the holes that the offensive line has tried to create for Colbert.
Yeah, the Gladiator defense has just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and just has really clamped them up so that they have little room to breathe, they have little room to move, so they're forced to make these plays that it's impossible to complete.
Keel Willingham is the punter. Will take the punt for Cedar Shoals. Number 5, Jalen Gray, the senior, lines up in the back around the 30-yard line to receive the kick. Low snap, but the punt is up, and it is good. Nice punt there. Bounces. Just gets out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
19 seconds left in the half, and it's Gladiator ball on their own 30-yard line.
The Jaguars need to go into halftime, stopping the momentum that these Gladiators are possessing. They've spread out their offense too much. They need to get the defense back on the line. And, also keeping the ball on offense. We haven't got a first down in the last 3 possessions. And it's important that they're able to keep the ball alive, throwing it, making these accurate passes that Rusher just has not seemed to do in the past few minutes. Seems to be off his game. Discipline, again, needs to limit on the penalties. O'Brien runs down the middle for about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, and as we were saying, they really need to put more trust in their offensive line, and their offensive line needs to put more trust into each other so that they know that they can block the defensive line. And that is going to be it going into halftime. 14-3, Gladiators winning.
Right again, so that's going to be it here for me, Tristan Langford. I'm joined alongside by Patrick Redmond. After halftime, you will see commentators Denton Redmond and Quinn Moore.
Not Quinn Moore, Sialan Iswaran.
My apologies.
Hi, I'm Takuba Ojo, and I'm here at the Cedar Central game. Right now, Cedar is losing with a score of 14-3, but Cedar Shoals has had a great showing with both offense and defense. What have you seen, Coach Riles?
Well, we haven't done anything we're supposed to do. We just got to play our game. I think the atmosphere is kind of messing with us a little bit, and we're doing things we're not normally doing. So we got to settle down and just play.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Waters Wilkins Stadium, where the Classic City Championship is going on right now. After the first half of play, the Gladiators are up 14-3. Allen, what have you seen so far?
Well, so far, I think that Clarke Central has really been able to take advantage of the outside of the field with those bubble screens and those outside passes, really taking advantage of the Cedar Shoals cornerbacks. So Cedar Shoals is going to have to come out after the half, try and adjust, and lock down those wide receivers of Clarke Central.
Yeah, it seemed like really no Jaguar defenders have been in those flats so far this game. I mean, 2 bubble passes resulting in long yardage. One did get called back due to a holding penalty, I believe it was. But, I mean, the outside is very dangerous. Get those DBs out there and let them do the work.
Right, and on offense, I think Cedar Shoals is really going to have to take advantage of the passing game. So far, Jalen Rushers looked a little bit rusty, but once he gets his rhythm going, once he finds momentum, he'll be able to really click with those wide receivers.
Yeah, and watching that first half, I mean, I saw various moments where Killingham was jumping up and down because he was wide open and didn't get the ball. So we're definitely going to have to utilize our wide receivers more, attack their DBs because they are not as athletic as our wide receivers are, honestly. I mean, the air attack is going to be crucial. The running game, I mean, Central's defensive line has just bottled it up so far.
Right. I mean, really, Central has really been able to take advantage of the trenches with the running attack from the running back of Clarke Central. They've really been able to take advantage on those plays. So Cedar is going to have to really take advantage of the trenches on both sides of the ball, on offense and defense.
Yeah, Brian Burnett, one of the key players for Central, halfway to 1,000 yards already this season. And, I mean, got to bottle him up. We've been bottling up just a little bit, but that air attack is very crucial for Isaac Ward. I mean, already 1,000 yards passing halfway through the season. I mean, for a high schooler, that is an incredible stat. His offensive line is holding up very well on the passing plays, and as of late, the running game. I mean, they're making holes. O'Brien seems to be just going through, and they're giving Isaac enough protection to where he can scramble. He's not a traditional running quarterback. He's a pure pocket passer. That's why you see those numbers of 1,000-plus passing yards already this season.
Right, and I think one of the main things that Cedar Shoals really is going to have to take advantage of is coming out at the second half with controlled emotions. We saw 5 straight penalties, setting them back with false starts. They're really going to have to take advantage of calming their emotions and coming out at the second half and playing their football.
Yeah, and it's just not characteristic Jaguar football right now. A lot of mistakes, a lot of miscues. Like you said, very long string of penalties leading into negative yardage. But some of them did lead to first downs, which shows how explosive that Jaguar football. So we got to utilize that more, trust Jalen Rusher's arm. You know, maybe throw Renardo in the mix. He's got more of an arm. He's not as mobile as Rusher is, but, I mean, Frost can throw the ball pretty good, deep ball and short.
Right, because Jalen Rusher, so far, his throws have been off the mark. But I really think that after this halftime, once he comes out in the second half, he'll finally be able to be himself, stand in the pocket, be able to deliver those throws, really. And I think that's going to be the main thing. Can Cedar Shoals calm their emotions? I know it's a big rivalry game against Clarke Central. They're going to have to calm their emotions and start the second half with a bang.
Yeah, and so far, Jalen Rusher's only completed 4 passes out of, 9. So, I mean, he's had low passing yardage, this season, but not to this, caliber. Not as many incomplete passes, more yardage, only 80 yards, which isn't bad. But, Isaac Ward has 96 passing yards, but they've had better position. Their defense has really been showing up. That was one of the things that I talked about with Perno. Their defense needs to show up. Right.
And especially those cornerbacks for Cedar Shoals, they're going to have to lock down those receivers, and especially the bubble screen, because O'Brien Barnett, for the running back for Clarke Central, he's already got 85 yards on the play, and he's already have a touchdown. 2 touchdowns, sorry. So they're really going to have to lock up those bubble screens. Cornerback play is going to be key, and also winning the trenches on both sides of them.
Yeah, and when they get in that red zone, I mean, you got to utilize your best player out there, O'Brien Barnett. I mean, we keep saying it over and over, O'Brien Barnett. But, I mean, when all else fails, you got to go to him. I mean, trusted source. He's been on the team for all 4 years. Last year had a big impact all season, and this year he has too. I mean, in some of their big wins, he's had over 100 yards rushing. So just the reliability of him. And we are going to start this third quarter here, the 53rd meeting of the Classic City Championship, Cedar Shoals versus Clarke Central, and the Jaguars are going to receive the ball first. So what I'm expecting to see here is just attacking.
Right.
Really, because you know Coach Riles lit a fire under their butts during halftime.
We're definitely positive that Coach Riles said something to that offense to come out and start with a bang. They really need some momentum plays here, calm their emotion. Jalen Rusher needs to be able to complete some throws.
And O'Brien Burnett's going to boot this thing back to the end zone, and they are going to whistle him as a touchback. So they are going to get the ball at the 25 here. Jaguars to start off. And Jalen Rusher, captain of this team, leader of the offense. I mean, what else can you say about a senior quarterback? First year in the program, which is not traditional for a senior quarterback, but he will be up there. He's going to lead this offense like he normally does. And, I mean, just bring it back.
Right, and you talked about his first year. There are some new guys that are playing in this new rivalry game. Emotions are going to be high, and Clarke Central has that experience. So the key is going to be for the young Jags to calm their emotions.
Yeah, I formation now. Rusher's going to motion. Akil Willingham's going to step up on the line of scrimmage. Number 9's going to be set in motion. Hand it off to Colbert. Colbert gets a big hole running through it and charges down for a 9-yard gain. Good way to start off this first drive and the first down at that. So it's going to be 2nd and 1 now. They're going to mark it a first down. So that'll be a first down. Good way to start off the drive.
Yeah, what a great way to start off the drive. Already taking advantage of the trenches.
Yeah, and the O-line just giving him a big hole. Back in I formation. Williams and Willingham to the right. Fullback dive and just smothered. Absolutely smothered at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Central's D-line, just busted through.
We talked about that trench play. The majority of plays that Cedar is going to call are likely going to be rushes up the middle. So who can win those trench wars? Right now it's 3rd and long. This is where the arm of Jalen Rusher is really going to have to come into play. He's going to have to be able to deliver this ball accurately.
And he's 2nd and long, 3rd and long, so he's going to have to pass the ball. Gun formation, 2 receivers out to each side, 1 tight end. Colbert's on his right. Jalen Jackson in motion, sets back with him. It's going to be an option play here. Rusher's going to tuck. He's looking for Jaden Williams there and just threw it just too low. He looked like he was kind of off balance, didn't really have the ball in his hand that well.
Right. A read option play, like you said, looking for the outside play. Just couldn't really deliver the ball into the spot that the receiver wanted. He dropped the ball, and that's going to be 4th down. They're going to have to punt here. Or no, excuse me, they're going for it.
It was 3rd down.
Or it's 3rd down, I'm sorry. 3rd down.
Double gun. Rusher drops back, looking to pass.
Rusher screen play.
And incomplete.
Oh.
I mean, screenplay can be reliable, but just not traditionally under center screenplays just don't really work. Under center screenplay is when the O-line pulls out to the left or right, and the running back just stands there. The D-line's going to run past them. He's going to dump them off. But
right.
The D-line, I mean, they read it all the way. D-line stayed there until Colbert was waiting for the ball and just knocked it out of his hands.
Right, D-line just waiting right there to knock the ball loose, and now it is going to be 4th down. Now they're going to have to punt the ball away, not the start that Cedar Shoals was looking for.
Yeah, drive started off good, but just didn't end how they expected. Kid Willingham on the punt now. We'll wait the snap. There it is. Kid Willingham lets it loose, and looks like it did get chipped by a Gladiator, and it's going to get, I mean, decent roll, but just not what I was looking for after that tip.
So yet again, the defense is going to have to try and make a stand. The main thing that would really help them get some momentum is a turnover. I know that they've been running a lot of the bubble screens and running up the middle, but if they can just force a turnover, get the Cedar Shoals Jags offense the ball back, that'll really gain them some momentum.
Yeah, and they got No Mac has had somewhat of a quiet game so far, I do believe. He's had a few catches, but other than that, he's been a little quiet. Really covering him opens up a lot more playmakers for the Gladiators. So Isaac Ward's going to step back onto the field now. Gun formation, two to his right, one to his left. He's going to get the snap, hands it off to O'Brien Burnett. O'Brien's going to try and bust it to the outside, and he does. He gets good yardage right there. You're going to give him 8 or 9 right there.
Yeah, really good cut by O'Brien Burnett to get those extra 4 or 5 yards to get it close to a first down, 2nd and 1 here.
And he read the hole perfectly and just busted right through.
Hand it off to him again, and looks like he has the first down.
Yeah, 5-yard gain right there. I mean, if you're the Jaguar linebackers and you see that hole open, you got to bust through expecting O'Brien Burnett, especially if Isaac Ward's looking for a handoff.
Right, taking advantage of the right gaps is going to be key for these linebackers, because right now Central has really owned the middle of the field.
O'Brien Barnett is limping on the field right now, looking for a sub. They couldn't. Trips to his left, one to his right for Ward.
It's going to be another one of those bubble screens. Great blocking on the outside, and another first down.
Yeah, the Jaguars had people there, but could not get there.
So far, Central on this drive has both been able to take advantage of the trenches and get those bubble screens rolling. And now they're in striking distance.
Yeah, they are inching towards the red zone right now on this drive. Ward fakes the snap, looks over to Coach Perno, or his offense coordinator, rather, looking for the play. O'Brien Barnett has been subbed out. Number 35, Will Richardson, is now on at running back in the gun with Ward. There's going to be some edge pressure right now. Jalen Jackson was there, and a good stoppage of yards right there with Jay Williams. Not going to get there fast enough to break up the pass, but they did get the pass. 2nd and 5 now for the Gladiators.
So a good hit by the linebacker, forcing him not to gain it any more yards than 5.
Ward's going to direct his O-line, tell him who to block, which linebackers are coming in. 2 to his right. He faked the snap again. So I think that's what threw off the Jaguars early, the fake calls right there. So Ward's going to drop back now. Richardson's going to stand directly behind him. Altered gun. Going to drop back the pass. A little screen to No Mac. He's complete for the first down, and Jaguars are just going to swarm him.
Now they're really getting No Mac into the game, getting him a couple more of those throws. Now they're well into striking distance. They can really do anything here. Bubble screens, run up the middle. This is where Cedar Shoals is really going to have to play tight coverage, lockdown, and
yeah, same formation now for the Gladiators. They are in the red zone now. Or they've been in the red zone, excuse me. They're about to be inside their own 10 if they can do something right here. Hands it off to Richardson. Richardson met.
Really good trench play by the Cedar Shoals Jag defensive line. Stout play by them. Now that's going to force 2nd and long.
Yeah, that was a great, that strong side linebacker blew up that hole, pushing his own lineman into Richardson and just knocking him straight down. And O'Brien Barnett is back in the game. So just a little bit of time off.
So
get some rest.
So that's really key, forcing what seems to be a 2nd and 12.
Same formation now with O'Brien in the backfield. Hands it off to him. He's going to try and catch his outside edge. He's going to blow through a hole. Tries to run one man over. He stops him right there. 3rd and 3 looks to be, I believe, or 3rd and 4.
O'Brien really taking advantage of those gaps, getting really good cuts in. That's really what's been allowing him to get those extra 4 or 5 yards and inch closer to 3rd and short, 2nd and short. And that's what really Clarke Central has been able to take advantage of on this drive so far.
Ward now getting set. Snaps the ball, fakes the handoff to O'Brien. He's gonna run on a bootleg, and it's just gonna walk in. There is a flag on the field. Flag on the field. The Gladiators C section doesn't seem to recognize him. Just blew up confetti cannons. So it looks like this ball, yep, is gonna be taken back. So penalty does take back the touchdown. We're going to move him back a few yards as well.
Wow, that is really key there. 3rd and short. They're about to go up by 3 possessions. Now it's going to be 3rd and long, a chance to force a field goal and make it a 2-possession game. That's really going to be key for this Cedar Shoals team right here. Can they get the stop?
You want to try and not only get the stop, try and get the ball right here. I mean, if they hand it off to O'Brien, you want to be punching at it. You want to be doing anything you can. And if they throw it up, you best believe they're going to be swarming the ball, and the officials are going to be discussing whether they are going to bring the ball back or not, I believe, or how many yards. Holding on the offense. So that is a 5-yard penalty, I believe. So they are going to mark the ball back all the way 3rd and 8. Yep, 3rd and 8 now. 3rd and 8.
So here we go. This is where Cedar Shoals is really going to have to lock down.
Yeah, 3rd and long, you expect the air game to be a threat, especially with Ward at quarterback. So he's going to fake the snap once more.
And another thing, those linebackers are going to have to be able to read those passing plays. Whenever it's a play action, they're going to have to be able to get out there and tackle the running back out in open space.
Ward with the snap, dropping back, bootleg. He looks to get room, motioning to his receiver, and he is going to get tackled. Great tackle right there by number 14, David Cross, the junior.
Yeah, I just talked about on the previous play how those linebackers are really going to have to be able to get out there and cover the open space, and David Cross able to do that right there. So really good stop by the Jags. That's going to force a kick by Clarke Central.
And Christian Bryan right now is 0 for 1 on field goals and made 2 PATs so far with the 2 touchdowns. So Jaguars are going to try and get this, try and either block it or just try and force them to miss it. Student section is cheering, block that kick, block that kick. The snap, the hold. There is a whistle and a flag. And it's going to be on the Jaguar defense, another miscue.
And luckily for them, it's not going to give the Glads a first down. But those key mental mistakes still eminent in this 3rd quarter.
5 yards, so it's going to give Christian Bryan an easier kick. Made that last one pretty easily. Now we'll see what he can do here. Whether Perno elects to stay with this unit or go for it. And they're going to talk it over right now. It looks like they're just going to stick with this kicking unit.
Looks like they're discussing what seems to be where the ball should be.
One can only tell from the box. You know, I guess they're discussing from. I don't know where the crew chief just went or where he came from.
The officials is hovering around what seems to be the 4, 6, or 5 yard line, trying to. They're discussing something.
And the kicking team is going to come off. I mean, the offense is lined up right there. A little confusion right now. Coach Pernos. And they're going to call a timeout. So, 4th and 4 right now. We're going to see what Perno does. He tries to make it a 3-possession game or just keep it. I mean, it would be a 2-possession game. Depending on what the Jaguars do with the ball.
And that would give you a pretty good decision by Clarke Central, because if they don't get the stop, or if they don't get the first down, then Cedar Shoals is going to be backed up all the way inside their own 10-yard line. So they're going to have a length of ways to drive if they don't get this kick right here, or if they don't get the first down right here.
Yeah, if you're in the Jaguars offense right now, you're thinking, what could we do better? I mean, Jalen Rusher is trying all he can to get the ball down the field, but I mean, he's got to be on point. He's trying all he can, but he's just got to execute. The whole offense has to execute, really. Penalties, I mean, routes. I'm not saying they're not doing that. They just got to do it to the point where they can make their offense efficient. So they are going to send their offensive unit out there. So Perno does elect to go for it. Maybe try and draw a false start right here. Maybe that's what they're thinking, or just straight up go for it. I mean,
and if you're Cedar Shoals, same thing as last time. Linebacker key is going to be play here, stopping those open field running backs, stopping those running backs from getting out in the open field and making those open field tackles.
6:30 on the clock. Warren checking, making sure he's got the play right. Telling his offense what to do. He's going to try and get the snap right here. Does get the snap. He's going to drop back. Intercept. Oh, almost intercepted. Did he catch? He caught that ball. No, Mac just caught off a tip drill.
The linebacker made the play, but he tipped it up, and No Mac was able to come down with the ball. Huge break for Clarke Central to go up by 3 possessions. Wow, what a play.
And credit to Perno for trusting his offense right there. And just, and Isaac Ward just threw strong pass, bounced off the receiver, and No Mac just saw it all the way. Christian Bryan now for the PAT instead of a field goal now. Snap the hold, the kick in is good.
And that last play for Cedar Shoals, that has to be gut-wrenching. The linebackers made the play. They were going to get the ball back, and it ends up in the hands of Momo Mac in the end zone for a touchdown. Now down by 3 with a little over 6 minutes to go in the third. How can Cedar Shoals regroup, recollect, and try and manifest this comeback? If you're Cedar Shoals, this next drive right here has to result in 7 points. There's no other option. You have to get a roll going on right here, right now. Otherwise, it may be game over for this Jags team.
Yeah, you got to come up with a score. I mean, now 21-3, 6:20 left in the third quarter. We still got a whole quarter to play, so don't count the Jaguars out just yet. But I mean, you got to come up with something soon and quick at that. And I mean, that was a great defensive play. Just fell into the hands of No Mac right there. I mean, he had the attention all the way. He saw the ball all the way, knew what to do, no matter what happened. So Christian Bryan now, they're going to boot this ball deep one more time. And he does. Booming kick.
That's going to be a touchback. So Cedar Shoals are going to start this drive in the 20 here. You got to come out. Jalen Rusher has got to deliver the ball accurately when he gets the opportunity. The majority of the play calls we know are going to be runs up the middle. But when Jalen Rusher drops back or rolls out and has to deliver the ball, he has got to deliver accurately, and he's got to make the right reads and right decisions. Because right now, Clarke Central is owning the trenches on both sides of the ball. So really, if Cedar Shoals is going to get back in this game, they're going to have to rely mainly on number 3.
There's going to be a timeout for Cedar Shoals right here. Looks to be some confusion. Or official timeout, excuse me. So they're going to go ahead and talk to each team, it looks like. Yeah, Jaguar, I mean, they haven't yet to use the air game. Jalen Rusher, you've got to trust your quarterback. If you're these coaches, you've got to. I mean, that is the leader of your offense. You've got to trust him to do everything, no matter what it is. Passing, even if it's not his strong suit, you got to trust him to do it.
Right, because sometimes the running game isn't going to work, and if you mainly rely on that running game to get you down the field, then you become one-dimensional. And Clarke Central so far has been owning the trenches, so getting Jalen Rusher some good looks, so getting him some good reads, making the right read, looking for the open man downfield, and delivering the ball precisely.
And Rusher's going to do a quarterback keeper now. Good yardage. He makes one man miss, runs over another, and keeps going down the field. Good run by Jalen Rusher. And just, I mean, those replays, they're so hard to read. That's why they're called the read play. I mean, that's just another thing. Jalen Rusher's IQ out there is just insane.
Right, we just talked about decision making for number 3, and that was a really good decision there, marching down the field. And now they're starting to get into a little bit of groove, going no hurry up, no offense. Rusher hands it off to Colbert, and he's going to muscle his way to the first down, all the way down to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, going back to that Jaguar offense now. Good run by Colbert. I mean, a traditional running team with a mobile quarterback, which is what we see here. We've seen in the past 4 years with Deanna Smith and a various platoon of running backs like Javari Colbert, Osiris Walker, and Devontae Bankston. I mean,
yeah, 2 straight first downs. 2 straight first downs by the Cedar Shoals team, trying to go no huddle, but it seems
stoppage of play right here. I believe it was official timeout. Oh, injury timeout looks like, actually. So, or I don't know what they're doing here. Fixing the chains, I guess. Yeah, they're fixing the chains. So, 1st and 10 now.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Colbert to the left of Jalen Rusher.
Yeah, and he's going to snap this ball now. Another replay. It looks like Rusher's trying to make one man miss, and he just looked to be a horse collar. I mean, no call, but looked to be pretty near a horse collar right there, but loss of yards. It looks to be 4 yards. Yep. 4-yard loss on that play. 2nd and 14.
Yeah, and just as Cedar Shoals was getting their groove going, the defensive line is able to tackle Colbert in the backfield.
Yeah, Jaguars have to control their offense the way they know how, control their own tempo. I hear Rusher's going to call the play. Back in the shotgun once more. Looking for big gainage of yards, bad snap. Rusher's going to throw it over to Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams just runs right into the defensive back, but they're going to mark him down. Looks to be like an inch due to
Clarke Central's really been owning this game physically. Hard tackles, forcing them to go backwards, and now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, you gotta. Raquel Williams is not even on. Oh, yes, he is. Excuse me. Raquel Williams is on the field for 3 receivers. 1 tight end and a running back, along with Rusher. Raquel Willingham is going to line up as a tight end. Gabe Bush and number 18 Barnes is going to line up out there, along with Jaden Williams, of course. Williams is going to motion, and he's going to run a quick slant. Dropping back, doing something. Williams.
Oh, he dropped it.
And there's a flag in the backfield. There's a flag, so we're going to see where this goes.
Yeah, Rusher on that play made the right read. The running back just not able to corral it. 2
offensive penalties right there, so it's just going to take him more and more back. Yeah, it was a good play, but Rusher threw it a little behind him. Williams tried all he could to get that ball back, but just couldn't. And it is 4th down. Jaguars' 2nd straight drive. Can't do anything with it. So.
And now they're going to have to punt again to this Clarke Central team.
You're going to decline the penalty to make it 4th down, which Perno will. And just this lack of offensive efficiency has got to be frustrating for these coaches and for the players, honestly.
Right.
For your crosstown team to come in and beat you at your house has got to be frustrating. And Central faced it last year with us. But, I mean, here, trying to win back-to-back, it's just frustrating, especially with the struggles. Raquel Williams going to take this, fake the punt, and it's just going to be Raquel Williams staying up and just gets brought down. Too many Gladiators in the backfield.
And at this point, Cedar Shoals is really getting desperate, trying to manufacture anything positive really for this team, trying to get downfield back into the opponent's red zone, going for a fake there on 4th and 14. Honestly, if you're gonna try and get the first down, you might as well put your offense back out there. But nonetheless, Clarke Central is now going to get the ball in Cedar Shoals territory.
And if you're Raquel Willingham right there, you either got to punt that ball off once you see you're in trouble, or throw it and manage the losses of the yards. So Isaac Ward back out there with his offense, dangerous offense so far this game. Man in motion is going to be a double screen, and number 7 is going to keep going, and he is going to be brought down
for the first down.
And they're going to call a flag. Not going to be one on Jalen Rusher, but there is going to be one for number 7 for Clarke Central, Justin Hodges. I mean, that was blatant, but so was Rusher's.
You see Clarke Central there going with the double reverse, trying to get some yards, trying to get that first down. They do, and extra yardage added on the play with the horse collar.
I mean, that wasn't really blatant at all. Excuse me for saying that. I mean, he got him by the, by the shoulder pads. I mean, and that's a 20-yard penalty.
And now they're already in the Jags red zone. They're close to it. No, they are.
You're in the red zone right now. They're gonna fix the chains once more. It looks like it broke. I mean, and as a fan, this is the most frustrating part. You have a high-octane offense, high-scoring offense, and then looking at the matchup, the Jaguars averaged more points and allowed less points than the Gladiators.
Right. And
so statistically, I mean, the Jaguars are favored by points, but Central is fired up. They want to win. They need to win. As Coach Burner said, you've got to have some urgency.
Right, and honestly, both teams really showed out in terms of student section, in terms of fans. Clarke Central has a pretty large student section over there. And really the main trend for Cedar Shoals this season has been trying to defend those high-octane offenses. We saw it against quarterback Max Johnson when they went into the Coney and they got shut out by 34-0, and now here against Clarke Central. And that's something that Cedar's really going to have to try and find out how to stop, especially with cornerback play, because this season, Cedar Shoals has really improved on offense. Jalen Rusher has been able to make some good decisions. It's just a matter of he's got to be able to calm his emotions, sit back in the pocket, and deliver some accurate throws.
And now they're going to start playback now that the chains are fixed up. Isaac Ward looking to find the play now. So he's back. Looks to be O'Brien Barnett. Can't really tell because of the glare of the lights. He is going to hand it off to O'Brien, and he's just going to walk in again. Another Gladiator score. And the flag is going to be on the field. A flag is down, and they're going to call this back. Isaac Ward is furious that it is being called back.
So it looks like they're going to be backed up to what should be outside their own red zone again.
Yeah, just outside or even on the edge. So. Yeah, he's going to mark it back pretty far, I do believe. I'm sorry I couldn't see what the call was down on the field, but regardless, the touchdown does get called off. Excuse me. Or not.
going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, the touchdown does stand. They're just going to mark it on the PAT. Coach Ross wants an explanation right here.
So it's like they're going to go up 27-3. And now they're going to attempt the extra point to go up by 4 whole possessions before the third quarter even ends.
I mean, this is, if you're this Jaguar offense, you've got to be thinking, what can we do? Kick is up, and it is incomplete. PAT is incomplete, so that just leaves 1 point up to the Jaguars now. The score is 27-3 now.
So I know it really seems pretty distant at this point, but it is a 3-possession game. And it just really depends on whether or not this Jags team comes out with fire. I know it's pretty improbable they're going to have to score three touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions, but there is time.
All the time in the world. I mean, you got a quarter plus some. You got all the time in the world to do what you need to do it efficiently, do it quickly, but you got all the time in the world to do what you got to do to win the ball game. On defense, on offense. I mean,
and I think if you're Coach Riles, all you really want from your quarterback is just for him to finish this game hard. He's had a rough game so far. He hasn't made the best decisions. He hasn't thrown the most accurate throws. But if he can just finish strong here, show your coach that you still got fire and you still want to win this game, I think that'll really make Coach Riles happy.
Have to come out with a win. I mean, if you're Coach Riles, you got to do what you got to do. Throw your personnel out there that you know can get the job done. Christian Bryant's kick is not going to go out of the end zone. Jalen Williams is going to take it out. He's going to break through a hole. He's going to go. He's going to make one man miss. He's going to keep on going. Keep making people miss. And almost a half field. That's just what the Jaguars needed to get this offense boosted. And Jalen Williams is just do it all, man, as I like to say. He's been doing it since middle school. He's been taking kick returns, catching passes, playing cornerback. I mean, he does everything. And now Jaguars are going to have great field position, the best they've had all night. I mean, they've given up this field position multiple times before. But
right here, if Jalen Rusher can come out and attack, get a big play on this play right here, get this team back into it.
And Jalen Rusher is going to take it himself here. He's going to run. He's going to bounce to the left side. He's going to keep on going and take it out. Good, smart play by him and a first down. 13-yard gain by him, and they are fired up. Jaden Williams, Jaden Williams is a trendsetter for this offense and for the whole team at that. I mean, you see one man doing good, you're like, all right, I'm going to do good. You're going to boost your brothers up on that ball field, and you're going to keep pushing. And I mean, barely any time taken off.
Already inside the Clarke Central 40-yard line. Cedar Shoals manifesting a drive right here, trying to get back into this game.
Going to throw a pass right here to Jaden Williams, and it just off his hands. He was wide open.
Good throw, good read, but just off his hands.
Yeah, it just slipped out of his hands right there. Jaden Williams doesn't seem to have any gloves on, and it is in pads. It's pretty hot. It's hot in general down here in Athens, but I mean, in pads, you got to be, just drenched in sweat. Same formation. Looks to be right here. Actually, it's flipped. Williams is down on the weak side. Rusher, take the snap, pull it from Colbert off the read, and gets just nowhere, bottled up.
And that's going to force another 3rd and long. Clarke Central's defensive line really been able to contain those inside runs so far.
Gabe Bush is going to come on the field now as wide receiver. Third and long now. Expect an air attack. I mean, Jaden Williams had that man beat on first down. He had him beat. And that, trust the air game. Your receivers are just complete athletes. It's a low snap now. He's going to get mobbed right here. Screen to Caleb Willingham, and he dropped it.
You can see the sideline is furious.
And he's furious at himself.
the second half, they've been able to try and get good starts to this drive, but incomplete passes have really been plaguing this team so far. Now it's going to be 3rd and 10.
4th and 10, and they're going to go for it. Rouse is going to leave the offense. I mean, it's that time. You're that far in the game where you got to go for this, especially 24 points down. You've got to go for it right here. Rusher's directing his offense now. Rusher can make plays. Everyone on the field can make plays. It's just about if they can execute them. Rusher gets the snap. Another bad snap again. Rusher's going to chuck it deep down to Jaden Williams. Jaden Williams just off the mark and looked to be some contact, but no flag once again.
Just a little bit far for the receiver. Cornerback did a nice job sticking with that receiver the whole play. Trying to go for it all there, trying to get some momentum back, doesn't work. That results in Clarke Central possession.
And if you're this defense, you see your offense is moving, you got to help your offense out yourself. I mean, it's hard to play offense when your defense is struggling too. So
you can see this team is pretty upset. Clarke Central has a chance to go up 34-3. Has a chance to go up 31 points, and it's not even the end of the 3rd quarter here.
Hopefully not. But we're going to see what this defense can do. Hopefully they're fired up as much as that offense was. Play action right now. Ward's going to sneak it over to Brian Barnett, and he's going to drop it in, just a teardropper right there, and he's going to go all the way.
Wow.
He's going to go all the way, and then touchdown for Clarke Central.
34th.
I mean, just a complete dot. Absolute dime from Isaac Ward right there.
Dime and an absolute great job by the receiver. Sticking with the route, really burning that cornerback on the outside. We talked about it. Secondary play was going to have to step up against these Clarke Central receivers, and they have not been able to match up.
Just picked up Brian Barnett up too late. I mean, he was running that was a wheel route straight down the sideline, and just there's not much you can do with a throw like that, but just picked him up way too late. Brian Barnett's going to sink the kick, make it 34-30.
So now up by 31 points with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the 3rd. It's been a long day for these Cedar Shoals Jags. There's a lot of hype going to the game. They came out with fire. Their defense played pretty well to start out the half. They had some big plays, but in the end, Central was really able to take advantage of the trenches, really able to take advantage of the outside, and that has resulted in what you see here, folks, a blowout.
I mean, there's not much you can do right now if you're a Jaguar fan, but just tip your hat to Isaac Ward on that play. I mean, that was just a beautiful play. I mean, that's exactly how you want that play to go. Sad to see if you're on the Cedar side, but I mean, you just got to tip your hat at that.
Here's the kickoff. How the Central student section's really getting into it.
The kick is up, and it's going to be a touchback.
So Jags will get it at the 20 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
Jaguars offense going to try and at least get something, try and get him back in this game. Still a quarter left, but I mean, 5 possession game at this point.
Yeah, and you can really tell that this Central team is really upset after losing last year, after beating them 10 times 10 straight times previously before that loss.
Snap. Colbert's going to try and run it. He's going to keep going and just stop. I mean, Central's been talking, smack talking all week long, and they backed it up.
It really showed today in the trenches, and just gameplay in general, that they came out with more physicality. It seemed like they just really came out with that, with more fire than the Jags. And the Jags, they put up a good fight in the first half, but the second half has not been as good. As a run by Colbert really goes nowhere, and it's going to result in third and medium.
Third and short now. I mean, the air attack has been working. They've been wide open. You just got to, if you're Jalen Rusher, you just got to rein it in. I mean, it sounds easier than it actually is. Credit to him, but I mean, you've got to do something if you're Coach Riles here. False start all the way. It looks to be on the Jaguars. Another miscue. It's at this point, it's just sloppy football. I mean, pretty much Cedar Shoals fans are going to hear it all the way up until the winter time.
Really
when
are.
Basketball rolls around.
They really are. They came into this game, they expected to win. They expected high points scored by this offense. As Rusher.
Good dump down right hand to Rusher over to number 21, Caleb Allen.
Looks like
sophomore.
it's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to result in 4th and short. I imagine they do go for it here.
You got to. 30 seconds left in the quarter, and you got to go for it. And they're going to give it to us. First down. First down for the Jaguars right here. So
first down.
Moving the chains, but just 10 yards. So we're going to see what they can do here.
And at this point, it's really just about moral victories. See if your team can just put up a touchdown, put up a good drive. Because
so good run by Caleb Allen. Right there. Allen and Colbert, two sophomores, really helping out the Jaguars a lot. But it's coming up short in this game. I mean, no Jaguar offense hasn't really showed up at all this game. Nor has the defense. I mean, and it's going to go into the fourth quarter right here. Gladiators lead it 34-3.
3 touchdowns in the third by the Gladiators. They came out the second half. They came out and punched Cedar right in the mouth. The student section showing up the lights, showing up the force, as they seem to have come into Waters Wilkins Stadium with an absolute blowout.
Yeah, and this is crunch time. Both teams are tired. It's just who's going to show up. Jaguars, I mean, it's hard to manage, but I mean they could still be in this ball game. It's just about how much they want.
Yeah, really, just the thing is you're gonna have it is gonna be a tough loss to swallow.
There's a Jaguar player down on the field.
It is gonna be a tough loss to swallow, but if you're the Jags, you gotta come out and you gotta put in the final effort because you gotta show that your team has guts, has no quit.
There's a Jaguar on the field down. He seems to be just straight up pain. You hate to see this.
You really do.
You can't really see who it is really. And we're still waiting to see who Jaguars down. You can just hope that he's going to be all right.
And players for Central kneeling.
Everyone's kneeling in the field of respect.
There seems to be a Clarke Central player down as well on the opposite side of the field. Two players down to start the fourth.
You can just hope that he's going to be okay right here. I mean, on either team, you hate to see injury. No matter what sport, what team it is, no matter who you're loyal to, you do not wish injury upon anyone. You just hope they get better.
And now both sidelines on a knee. Looks like
The player will get up right here.
so that's good news for Cedar Shoals.
And it's going to be Caleb Allen, sophomore running back. It looks to, actually, no, it's going to be Tion Bailey. Tion Bailey, number 51. Crucial part of the offensive line, and he can barely walk.
It looks like the Clarke Central player is able to get up as well. So now here go the Jaguars, 2nd and 3.
You got to fight for your brother right here. And a horrible snap. Rusher's going to run back and just fall on the ball. I mean, you mentally cannot let this hurt you right now if you're a Jaguar. You've got to keep chopping and keep fighting. You cannot keep letting these miscues go down and keep hurting you like this, especially when you're trying to get back in this ball game.
Right, miscues, sloppy ball play, really. Even in the first half, those penalties, this Jags team really needs to lock in. They need to stay focused if they're going to win these type of games, because so far that is what Clarke Central has been able to do. They've been able to play with more physicality. Isaac Ward's been able to make some really good decisions. Another low snap there.
Rusher's just going to try and make something happen himself. And
still going to result in 3rd and long.
4th and long.
Sorry, 4th and long. They are going to punt the ball here. At this point, you tried to come back. Sloppy ball play, mistakes. Losing in the trenches.
I mean, at this point in the game, you just got to... You want to keep your head in it, but you got to look ahead to the following weeks of region play. You want to try and make the playoffs. I mean, 4-0.
And if you're Coach Riles, you have to go in the film room and you have to figure out, what can I do to lock down these outside threats? Because so far that has been the main thing that Cedar Shoals has not been able.
And another flag on the field now on the Jaguars.
Because on defense, nothing right has been really going for them. Whether it's the trenches, whether it's the secondary play, and really the same thing on offense. They haven't been able to run the ball too effectively, other than a couple burst plays. And Rusher has not been able to deliver.
Here's to put this one deep. Good punt by Willingham right here. It's hopefully going to take a good bounce for them, and it will.
To the 32 of Clarke Central. There's a flag on the play thrown late. Let's check to see what the flag is. Seems to be on Cedar Shoals. So they're going to move this back. Or sorry, no, it's going to be on Clarke Central.
And they're going to try and fix this change right now.
There seems to have been no flag on the play. The refs picked the flag up.
And the Jaguars, they're going to get brought back right now.
So yeah, Central is going to get backed up right now. The flag was on Central. It looked like it was a block in the back. So that's going to move them to around the 16-yard line. This is not at all the type of day that you were hoping for.
I mean,
if you're Coach Riles,
you came in here expecting a good game, and I mean, high scoring on one end, but just for Jaguars just couldn't show up. I mean,
and for Central, this is huge. They're going to be
talking
talking about
they
this.
got their backups in now. Will Robinson's in at quarterback.
They're going to be talking about this for a long time. They're going to use this game as momentum. Central was really showing the same struggles as Cedar Shoals was early throughout the season, with not good defensive play from the secondary. And really they've been able to capitalize on that today. Whenever Jalen Rusher has tried to throw the deep ball, the cornerbacks have been right there. And also that defensive line really locking up in the trenches, another main thing that Central has just really been able to capitalize on this game. So he's just going to be stopped right there at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, the Jaguars, you just got to get the ball back. Just try and boost your confidence right now. I mean, it's what you can hope for. It's what you got to try to do. I mean, coming in the first half, second half, still in the ball game all the way, but just couldn't show up then either on either side. 8 minutes left in the ball game. Hand off once more, and he's just going to get smothered.
Smothered right around the 20-yard line.
So it's going to be 4th and 8. Jaden Williams going to go back to retrieve the punt.
Looks like they are going to punt here.
Clock is rolling. Running play and play stopped in bounds.
At this point, really, you're just looking to run the ball, trying to end this game right here.
You're just trying to score, no matter what. It doesn't matter what it is. You got to score. I don't care how long you're down. You take all the time that you got and try to score as many points as you can, especially in this, especially in the rivalry game. You got something to prove at this point. You've got to prove that you can stand with them. I mean, right now we're not proving that at all.
You said it.
Bradbury boots this bump deep. Williams is going to take it. He's going to bump, try and go out to left. Waits one man, miss, makes him slide, and he's going to keep on going. Stiff on one man and brought down around the 40.
Well, you said it then. Looks like they actually really want to try and score here. Try and get some moral victories. 34-3 isn't a good look, but 34-10 might be a little bit better.
And I mean, it's hard to talk about a situation like this.
Right.
Sorry for you folks back home. I mean, just
it really just wasn't
being
the outcome.
Being a blowout. It is. You see, bro.
Oh,
trying to run the ball and just
gets
and
hammered.
then stand over him like that. If you're the ref, you gotta throw the flag, do something with it. I mean. And another Jaguar player is down, so
wow,
I mean,
so that was really not a cool play right there. He stands over him and he's injured, so
yeah, it's just sportsmanship that they show.
I mean, I know it's a rivalry
ridiculous.
game, but
You got to show some class when it players
that's
injured.
just some dirty play.
Can't be doing that crap. And Colbert is also limping off the field. Colbert was hurt. Colbert was the one who's hurt, so he's limping off the field now. I mean, he's been wearing and tearing all year long. I mean, just hate to see such a young star on this offense go down like that.
Yeah, and he's really been a crucial part of this offense, the run game. He's racked up a lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards throughout the season. For him to go down, that's a pretty big loss for the Jags.
Let him rest for this game. I mean, it's just hard. Losing more and more players.
It really is.
And he's going to hand it off right here to Stanley Smith right here. Good hole, good run right there, but just got to keep chopping. 5:30, rolling under 5:30 right now. Third and short right here.
Two receivers to the right. Just trying to get some points on the board. Trying to get something going. Fullback dive, and Day's gonna get them the first down.
Yeah, first down right there. So new set of yards, new time to get something done. But I mean, rolling under 5 minutes now, it's just tough day for the Jaguars at home against their rivals.
And really what it comes down to is for Jalen Rusher to be able to try and move on from this game, regroup, and just go back to being himself. Making good decisions down the field, finding the open receiver, making the right read on read option plays. That's just what it's going to have to come down to if you're Jalen Rusher.
You just got to play your game and score right here. I mean,
4:15 left on the clock. It's been quiet on this side of the stadium ever since.
Rusher's going to lob one deep over to him and just dropped wide open pass. Number 9, Xavier Melton, couldn't handle the ball.
Clock winding down. 3:35 now left in the fourth. Cedar just looking to get some kind of points on the board. Field goal, touchdown, get some moral victory coming out of this game.
Yeah, pass to Williams right here, and a complete pass. Good job by Jaden Williams and number 9 and trying. I mean, what's the point of arguing? You're up by 4 scores, dude.
Yeah, it's getting pretty chippy here at the end. Now that Clarke Central thinks that they do have this in the bag, now they're really talking smack to the players.
Jaguars are in their red zone for the first time since the first quarter. Just to get a field goal. We're going to hand it off to Stanley Smith right here. He's going to try and bounce the outside. He does. He breaks one tackle, breaks another. He's going to stay on his feet. And they're going to call it out. Out on the 3.
It's going to be short. Looks like it's going to be marked at the 3.
Good run by him. Good run by Stanley Smith right there. Great run. And he hit it right back off again. And just mad. Stanley Smith just got mad.
field. Really good open tackles by this Clarke Central team. Stuffing them really. There hasn't been many broken tackles from this Jag team.
One play is getting called in right now. So I'm just going to gloat a little more before the game's over.
Under 1 minute 30 left. Let's see if Cedar just punches this in.
Trying to get in. Gets down on the 1 yard line. Another good run by him. And try and punch it in though.
If you're Cedar, you just gotta punch this in.
2 more downs. See what he can do.
You just gotta punch this in before the clock strikes 0.
Going under a minute.
Some kind of moral victory.
I want to thank the viewers real quick for tuning in. It's been a hard game. If you're a Jaguar fan, if you're a Glad fan, you can go ahead and celebrate. But good game regardless. So I'm trying to punch it in here. The Jaguars are. Stanley Smith moves around the outside and just a late hit. He was already in the end zone. He goes after his ankles, but does result in a Jaguar touchdown.
That's a way to fight for some spirit.
Get one score on the board. This game is going to conclude here. 3 minutes left in the game.
I imagine.
Or excuse me, 30 seconds left in the game.
And I imagine Clarke Central, once they get the ball, they will likely take a knee.
And this is going to be.
The kick is good.
The last seems to be the last region game for this rivalry. I mean, Central is going to move up to 8A next season. It does, I do believe. So expect the games to come for Clarke Central versus Cedar Shoals.
Right.
But it will purely be a rivalry game. No region having to do with it.
Can you imagine that Cedar Shoals really takes a lot out of this game?
Yeah, they just got to look forward to playoffs if they can get there with these region games.
It's an upsetting loss, but the key is just going to be for them to move on and just have to cope. They're going to have to cope with this loss. They're going to have to move on, especially if they want to make a push for the playoffs. And with region play coming up, they're going to have to get past this game.
Tough loss for Jaguars, especially for these seniors. I mean, as juniors go into their field winning, and then just them coming here and beating us here. I mean, it's just what it is.
Gabe Bush gonna kick this ball off. He's got some early reps and he's been moving up the depth chart pretty quick in his first season as a wide receiver. Still got that leg too. Touchback. So first down for the Glads. 37 seconds left.
And just gonna knee it here for the Gladiators. And it looks like Clarke Central students are gonna rush the field. Just like we did a year ago.
That's what they're planning on doing.
Isaac Ward's going to be out there to end this ball game. Well deserved. Great job by the senior quarterback.
Really good job by this Glads team, playing with that physicality.
And that looks to conclude this ball game.
Looks to be it. That is going to be it.
And this meeting will go to the Clarke Central Gladiators, 34-10.
And the students
even up each
Central
at
do rush this field.
They're gonna even it up, don't they?
And they plant the flag right in the middle. of the Jags. Paw. You see the students
And
rushing on.
There's
celebrating
the
with their
Jaguars
team.
going to take it straight off. So thank you all for watching. My name is Denton Redmond,
And my name is Siani Swarn.
and we'll see you next time. Thank you and good night.